Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here to do the weekly reading for the lovely sign of Libra. Okay, Libra, let's see what's going on in your world. All right, let's have a change of decks. We'll go with the Tower of the Golden Wheel. All right, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Well, Seven of Pentacles hopping out, so somebody's trying to manifest something in here. There's also this energy of being patient. Just remember, things can go on in the background. Don't try to make your mind up. That's control. When you're trying to make up stories of what's happening that you can't see. All right. Remember, the readings are only general, though. If it doesn't resonate with you, it wasn't your reading. I sort of get a bit jack of blurbing on about things, you know, before you start, trying to make sure that you're looking after everybody, but really, not my responsibility. If you want to take it on board, it's your responsibility, not mine. Okay. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords coming out, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Look, I feel this is your energy very much at the moment. This is you going, yep, not putting up with anything, getting on my horse, getting out of here, doing what I need to do, focusing on myself. This is about speaking up for what you believe in, not holding back, being truthful, open and honest. It's about staying in your practical mind and really thinking about what you want, where you want to go, being the observer and taking on what you need to take on. Nice energy coming through here. I want to say there's no BS. That's it. You just want to get on with things. You want to get your life into order. You want to get focused. You're ready to move here. Nice energy. All right. I feel like you've come out of this energy of the Hanged Man. So it's sort of like stepping out of something after having deep, meaningful conversations with yourself or deeper, meaningful time with yourself. And you're allowing here for this energy to sort of dissipate. So you've been in some sort of, I want to say in some sort of funk, some sort of energy of being either going deep inside or sort of really investing in yourself here. And I feel like this is how you're coming out the other side. You've made some decisions and you're ready to go with them here. All right, so you've created this feeling of stability in your life. You've created this energy of really sort of standing in your own power with the Hierophant. It's the energy of understanding who you are, bringing in this sort of sense of standing in your own space, feeling confident, really confident here. So I don't know what you've shifted here, but it's really good because you're stepping into the Ten of Cups energy and you're releasing. Look, there's some sort of cycle you're finishing out here. Okay, it could be that you've let go of somebody here with this King of Wands. I'm feeling here there's a very good possibility that you finally got over something, moved away from something, let something go here. Because you've closed out some sort of cycle. So I feel like you've closed out, maybe you were dealing with a lot of stuff here that you felt you needed to sort of go deep inside for. But something here has changed because you're coming out triumphant, I want to say. Triumphant energy. Oh, look at this. Self-love at its best. Self-love coming through here. Okay, so now I can see what you've been doing. I feel like you've either cleared away some energy of the past, done some healing and let something go because you're bringing yourself into a time of real stability. It could be that you've let go of the energy of a person. Maybe you've had some sort of breakup in the past that's been difficult for you to get past. Whatever you're doing here, you've done the soul searching, you've gone deep inside and you've understood that the only way you can move forward is by having this tremendous sense of self here. So there's a real feeling of strong self-love in this Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Whoop, a little bit on the wacky side there again. All right, so we see self-love. All right, we see the Eight of Pentacles coming through. Look at this, Nine of Cups. Wow. and temperance. You have done it, Libra. Whatever you were intending to do here, you have achieved some sort of status here, which is going to help you move forward with a greater sense of clarity, direction. This is very much an Ace of Swords moment here. There is a feeling of balance. There is a feeling of understanding how to bring in what you want with this wish card. You are now really focused on becoming the best possible version of yourself here, because you found your own love. You found the love you needed to go forward. Maybe you've been healing for some time. You might have been doing some past healing, childhood healing, but whatever you've done, you've achieved something pretty amazing here. All right, so you may have cured your own addictions, codependency. We have the World coming through, so there's definitely a feeling, look, walking away from something. Do you know, it's really funny. I sort of can relate to this on some level. You know, when things used to go bad in my life, or things didn't go the way I wanted them to, I would always look at myself and think I was to blame. It was my problem, my responsibility, and I would take all that pain on board. And sometimes it was hard to scramble through it. Sometimes it was very difficult to sort of get it back into perspective. So I worked really hard on trying to understand why I felt overly responsible for everything. Why did I feel that everything was my fault? Why did I always hold myself responsible when other people were hurt? And it was a great journey for me, trying to understand how to look at a situation and realize that the blame wasn't mine. Now, that wasn't necessarily blaming the other person either. It was about saying, well, that was the choice the other person made. And the choice I'm making now is to realize it's done and dusted. I don't need to hold on to it. I don't need to ruminate on it. I don't need to find reasons for why it was my fault or put blame on myself. And what happens is, after you start to practice that energy, when things don't go the way you want them, or you feel like somebody is doing perhaps the wrong thing by you, instead of doing all of that energy where you're blaming yourself, taking responsibility, finding fault with you, it just goes. It's like, okay, then that's the way it is. And that's it. And you just let it go. So this feeling of always feeling responsible for everything in the world, in your life, whatever, just sort of dissipates. And I realized that is the crux of self-love. Because before, you would have beaten yourself up. You would have given something a hard time. You would have found some fault in yourself. You'd have found some reason to hold yourself responsible. But this is closing out here. So, for example, if you like someone and you become romantically involved with someone, and then you decide then, or they decide that it's not right, instead of dwelling on all the things that went wrong, you're all of a sudden finding yourself thinking, well, that was it. It was done. They obviously weren't interested in me, which is great. We didn't prolong something. Maybe someone's not interested in me anymore because I'm not carrying this codependent energy around. But something is closing out here, and you're walking away from this energy. And being I have such a strong Libra moon, I'm feeling that many of you have come to this place as well, where you're realizing this self-love is just about that. It's not holding yourself responsible where you're not responsible. It's not having responsibility for other people's feelings, moods, anxieties, sadness. Not my responsibility. And this is where self-love is strong. And you know, when you first start doing this energy, it's really uncomfortable because you've been so used to, with this devil energy, putting yourself in this place. But once you've come to terms with it, this codependency is so much more. It so overwhelms your life that it really consumes who you are. And I feel like this is your self-love coming through now. It's like this energy of acceptance. Well, if that's the way it is, that's fine. If that's the way they want it, I don't have an issue with that. There's no longer this constant, I want to say this, it's like perhaps in the past you put yourself through some sort of energy of pulling yourself apart to try and find out where you said something wrong, or you stepped wrongly, or you did something wrong. That's all that codependent energy. The Lovers card is here, followed by the Four of Cups. It has got something to do with relationships here that you're letting go of. For some of you, this is strongly about relationships and your codependent behavior. So if this person said, like, I'm not interested, you may have gone back in with 1,000 reasons to show your value, 1,000 ways to show someone how much you were worth. Because somehow or another you felt you needed to fix it. If somebody did something to pull away from you, you felt that it was your fault, not rather that they were pulling away. There is something to do with the way you see love here. And some sort of energy of you understanding this codependent nature you have. Because the Four of Cups says to me here that you are not going to accept things anymore that do not serve you. Eight of Cups, you're walking away from something and you're coming into balance with this Temperance card. This wish here, I feel, is around understanding what self-love is. Understanding how to have that love of self, rather than putting your energies on hold for another person. Very strong energies here of the universe somehow showing you something, because you're letting go of this codependent energy here, and it has something to do with the way you love others. You're sacrificing for other people. But if you haven't got there yet, it's about to come in for you. It's about to help you to understand how this works. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to here has always questioned this energy. So if somebody didn't want them, they immediately, and codependent energy will do that. You may not even like a person, but if they pull their energy away from you or they treat you badly, you immediately go into this loving them mode. What did I do wrong? Even if you don't like them, you still go into this energy of trying to fix it. Instead of just understanding that it's not your business, just let it go. If this person doesn't want you, doesn't want to be with you, just let it go. It is not your responsibility. You cannot hang on to it. You cannot control it. You cannot change this person's mind. You just let it go. And that is coming through really, really strongly here. There is some sort of energy of learning this. Either you've gone through this energy now, or you're about to understand what you've been doing. There is some sort of awakening or enlightenment coming through here where you are understanding you cannot fix things. It is not your place and it is not your responsibility. This is stepping into this beautiful energy of the Queen of Swords. I feel like you've been through some sort of awakening here and you're finding your own stability. You are stepping into this Ten of Cups energy, letting go of a negative cycle here. I feel like for some of you, this may be victory around somebody. This may not be one particular relationship. This may be all relationships for you. This may be all of the relationships you've gone through. There may be some repeating pattern where you try to save your own dignity all the time by throwing yourself on someone else's sword. That's what it's feeling like. But I feel like now you're taking this sword up yourself and you're understanding your own importance to yourself, because you are no longer going to throw yourself on someone else's sword because they reject you or because they do not want to be with you anymore. Even if you didn't want to be with them, it's the feeling that you are being rejected. This is the feelings of abandonment. The feelings, they're attachment issues that you've learned from childhood. So it's definitely a cycle you're closing out here, which is stunning. All right, let me just put a couple more cards. Look at this, karma done. The Justice card. Five of Wands, no more, look, moving towards the future. No more getting stuck in this energy of trying to save yourself or questioning what you've done. You've had clarity now. You've served some sort of karma. Some sort of karmic cycle has completed here. So if you've been asking when was it going to happen, that is something to do with your realization about how you work in life. Ooh, what do we have? Stuck energy. Okay. This is where you've been, and you may be in this energy at the moment. So it's possible you could be right in the middle of this. It's something to do with your own fears, rejection, abandonment. If you're not sure of those things, you can look them up. An old-fashioned truck is stuck deeply in mud, clearly not going anywhere. A frustrated man sits on top, trying to discern how he's going to get out. Similarly, you are looking at a situation in your life where you feel overwhelmingly stuck and you simply don't know how to change things. Perhaps you're in a job that's dissatisfying, yet you feel like you can't leave because of the money. Maybe you're in a relationship that's stifling or even in some way dishonoring to you, yet you feel you must stay, perhaps for the kids or because you believe you can't make it on your own. Whatever it is, you find yourself so deeply entrenched that you cannot seem to move. Yet take a moment to notice the rainbow and orbs behind the man. These represent the power of your own spirit, and the message here is a life lesson from your soul. It's time to know that you do have the power to resolve this seemingly unresolvable situation. Stop and figure out the logistical steps you need to take. Meditate on the strength of your soul. You always have options, and you are resourceful and capable enough to figure them out. Only you have the power to choose the direction of your life. No matter what you're dealing with, you can get unstuck. So I feel like for some of you, you may be already in this energy. For some of you, you may have realized what you've been doing in the past. For others of you, you're about to close a cycle, come out the other side, understanding your power in the situations and not giving it away to other people. Beautiful, lovely reading, Libra. Thank you.